What happened to the coaches and the bus driver in Jeepers Creepers 2? And were they taken first on purpose? You aren't going to be stranded with these questions any longer. Help is on the way. And there's a scene from the Jeepers Creepers 2 script that we're going to share with you. You probably haven't seen it, and it's going to shock you to your core. Warning, if you are here to find out more information about the Creeper and what he's really capable of, stay seated and keep your hands and arms inside at all times. In Jeepers Creepers 2, a high school bus full of basketball team members is immobilized and becomes the Creeper's own personal meat locker. A metal lunchbox in a remote area full of food. This was a great sequel to the original, and many fans even consider it to be better than the first. But there are a lot of questions about this movie that have largely gone unanswered. Did the Creeper consciously decide to remove the adults from the bus first? What happened to them? Did he seal up the bus to prevent anyone from escaping? What did the Creeper like so much about Double D? And why did he take Scotty first? Let's dive in and see how many of these questions we can answer. As the Bannon High School bus is traveling down the East 9 on its long journey home from a basketball tournament, it is disabled by not one, but two well-thrown Creeper stars. One looked just like this, and the other had pieces of dairy attached to it. This ultimately stops the bus and leaves two coaches, the bus driver, the team, and the cheerleaders all stranded in the middle of nowhere. They are unable to reach anyone on the radio, and it is decided they should lay out some flares for safety. As Coach Hannah starts this process, he is taken up and away very quickly. The Creeper introduces a new method of taking victims by grabbing onto their shoulders with its feet and flying upward. The bus driver's next, and finally Coach Barnes. They are all taken the same way, and all taken within a few minutes. One by one, the adults are taken, leaving the kids on the bus, out in the country, all alone. Did the Creeper purposely remove all the adults from the equation? Make no mistake, this was done intentionally, and the answer is yes. By removing the adults first, the Creeper stripped the younger passengers of their stability, confidence, and protection, maximizing fear. This is a direct relation to the script and why it was written as it was. Remember, the protagonist in a movie is meant to represent the viewer. If the actors are believable, we should empathize with them, be drawn into the movie, and feel like we're there. The writer essentially wanted to leave viewers all alone, out in the middle of nowhere, without any hope, maximizing their fear.
Nobody's fucking phone works.
We are stuck in a broken down school bus out on East 9, and we are in serious trouble. Do you read me?
What happened to the adults once they were taken? This is a question that many Jeepers fans have. There's no way to know for sure, but let's look at what we do know based on the Creeper's behavior patterns and using all three movies for information. Each was likely taken straight up. The Creeper takes victims very high, very quickly. We know this because their screams become distant and inaudible. They were flown to a nearby remote location where the Creeper truck was waiting for more cargo. Because they were healthy when they left the ground, it is likely that each one was dropped from the air, causing severe enough injuries to prevent escape. They would have been wrapped, roped, and tossed on top of other bodies in the back of the Creeper's truck. Well, all but one. But it's not time to talk about that yet. So the Creeper removed the adults from the bus, taking away securities and increasing fear. But what else was he doing? Let's have a look. As we limp forward, we ask you, were those the only adults he needed to remove? He had the kids all alone on the bus, and he was outside. They weren't going anywhere. To be certain, he even secured the doors on the bus from the outside.
Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!
He jammed it. We thought it was trying to come in, but this frickin' thing was making sure we couldn't get out.
He didn't have to do anything else to prevent those on the bus from coming outside. But he did have to do something to prevent the outside from coming in. He needed to prevent local help from interfering with his prize. Earlier we saw the couple driving through the area in an old station wagon. They stop, and because there's no cell reception, Coach Hannah asks them to inform the highway patrol about their situation. They affirm and drive off, but they aren't going to get far enough to make a difference, and their bumper sticker is a humorous prediction of what is about to happen. And that brings us to another question that's been asked more than once. What did the creeper want from Bucky? He wasn't the most robust specimen on the bus, and the creeper didn't find him particularly interesting during the selection process. But like the couple in the station wagon, Bucky was a threat. He was on the radio filling the airwaves with pleas for help, and the creeper wanted to prevent any tampering with his crime scene. Bucky was attacked to keep him quiet. Now we have to remind you that every situation isn't always black and white. Bucky may have had something that the creeper wanted, but at the very least, the creeper wanted the bus to remain a mystery to the surrounding community. Let's look at a couple of other characters on that bus, Scotty and Double D. You guys have a lot of questions about these two characters. They seem to have an opposing dynamic going on through most of the movie and are obviously in direct competition with each other. Interestingly enough, they are two of the creeper's top choices. It is evident from the selection process that both have something that it wants, but its desire is intense for Double D. What's more, D is one of the strongest characters in the Jeepers universe, yet the creeper picks him out as a clear favorite. This completely discredits the notion that the creeper is after fear, or somehow more fear equals more want.
You listen to me, piece of shit! He looked at you too, bro.
Scotty may be a good example of being taken because of fear, because he is a coward with regard to most of his life's challenges. Even more unexpected, Scotty is taken first, but only because D trips, missing the creeper's attack by inches. Scotty is pinned to a tree with one of these, and ultimately is lifted high up into the air. Like those that went before him, Scotty likely fell from the sky, was wrapped, roped, and tossed into the back of the creeper's truck. He became a common victim like everyone else who failed to escape the creeper's desire. But D was a different story. He managed to escape the creeper's best effort until the very end of the movie. He was the prize that the creeper wasn't going to be able to capture that day. The one that got away, thanks largely to Jack Sr.'s courage and hatred of the creeper. But why did the creeper want DeAndre Davis so badly? The study of the creeper's desire for these two athletes is fascinating and very informative. We can assume both are a match to the creeper, and he can use both. If we evaluate the two young men, we find them both to be very similarly gifted. They are obviously in direct competition with each other and both stars of the Bannon team. So we can assume they are physically similar. If this is true, what is it that Double D has that Scotty doesn't? Does the creeper seek emotional characteristics as well as physical ones? Is it D's courage that the creeper is after? Or maybe his determination and heart to succeed, where Scotty loses heart when things fail to go his way? Now, we may never know for sure, but the creeper's fascination with D may indicate that it is after more than just a replacement of its physical body parts.
Coach? Where the hell's the coach?
Now, what did happen to the coaches and the bus driver after being taken by the creeper? Two of them ended up in the back of the creeper's truck, but one of them didn't. Now imagine the following with all of the movie ambiance that you can muster. Close your eyes if you have to. Now, it's always a little strange to narrate something that's written. We are going to take some liberties to try and convey this information as clearly as possible. We aren't going to add anything to the script, but merely we are going to change a few things so that it's easier to understand. We are also going to replace one of the characters, Beto, who didn't end up happening in Jeepers Creepers 2, with the character Kimball. This scene takes place after all the adults have been removed from the bus. Exterior, night. Field in moonlight. Somebody! The distant voice of Coach Hannah can be heard crying in the faintly lit grass of a nearby field. Startled, every head turns as it echoes through the fields in the night breeze. Somebody help me! Windows on that side of the bus are lowered, making the coach's anguished cries crisper now. Jesus, God, help me, please! Jake moves toward the bus doors and shoots a flashlight beam through the glass. Anybody! Bucky brings the portable spotlight out of the emergency kit and plugs it into the AC adapter in the bus's dash and says, "Look out." He finds the switch, and a really powerful beam of light blasts through the bus doors, raking the field. When his eyes focus, all he can say is, "Jesus." Out where the beam of light starts to fade, Coach Hannah's distant body is kneeling in the tall grass. He waves weakly, his arm dropping quickly. His mouth opens wide as he calls out, "Oh, Jesus, it's me! Help me, please!" The following is a conversation between Kimball and Jake. Kimball starts. "It dropped him." He presses against the window, staring. "It must have dropped him. Please! Please tell me you can hear me!" "We don't know that's him." "What do you mean we don't know? You can see it's him. The coach was the first to go. That was at least a mile back that way." "It's the coach, man. Who do you think it is? And who's gonna march out there and drag him back here?" Kimball says, "If it dropped him, that means he's smashed up out there pretty bad. The coach is the reason I'm anything, man." Kimball's look is a plea to his teammates, and when he singles out Dante, he says, "The coach is the reason any of us are anything. You just want to leave him out there?" Kimball pushes people aside, kneels on the seat, and pushes his mouth up to the crack in the window. "Coach?" Silence as everyone on the bus waits for an answer. "Who's there?" "It's me, Kimball." "Kimball? That really you, Coach?" "Who the hell do you think it is, Kimball?" Kimball turns and looks at everyone watching him. "Coach, can you move? There's something broken. It hurts bad. Coach, we don't know how to get out there." "It's gone." "What?" "It's gone. I saw it fly away." "What if it comes back, Coach?" "Jesus, Kimball, I can see the whole sky." "Are you sure, Coach? You gotta be real sure." "I swear, please, just don't leave me out here. Please, don't do that. Just hold on 1 second. Bucky turns the spotlight off and looks over at Kimball, who's breathless at the window. Kimball says, "I'm going out." Everyone stares. "But I need help," stares at Dante. "Come on, I can't get him back here by myself." Izzy interjects, "That thing will pick you off before you're halfway across that field." Kimball replies, "He's not your coach, all right?" Looks at Dante. "Dante's got a gun and plenty of flares." Dante says, "I don't know, Kimball." "Yeah, you do." Dante looks at Scotty. Scotty nods his head grimly and says, "That thing hasn't been back here in almost an hour. That's the longest it's stayed away." "I say we do it. We do it for the coach. What do you say? Give Kimball the javelin, Izzy." "Somebody, please!" Kirik! The bus doors open. All heads turn. Kimball has done this. He snatches up the short piece of javelin and runs off the bus. "You coming, Dante?" Dante takes a look at his flare gun and runs down the bus steps. Izzy dashes after them onto the 2-lane. Bucky wastes no time closing the doors again, watching in horror with the rest of the team out the windows as Izzy catches up with Kimball and Dante. They all three slowly make their way into the ankle-high grass, looking all around as they go. Suddenly, they are blasted by a spotlight from the bus. It sweeps across the field, and Kimball follows its long train to the coach's distant figure in the deeper grass. "Coach?" Izzy jumps in and says, "Shut up!" and he looks upward. "I'm here!" Izzy watches as Dante and Kimball move deeper into the field, torn between wanting to go back or follow. Instead, he waves his arms at the bus to get them to stop using the spotlight, and it goes dark. They move closer to the coach, now only in moonlight. "Coach, you think you can move?" "I'm gonna bust my ass trying. We can maybe do a fireman's carry or something. I just need some shoulders next to me to take the weight off this leg." Kimball and Dante slowing. Can't make out the coach very well. "Right here, boys, I'm right here." Dante swings his flare gun up, halts with Kimball. "Jesus, where the hell is everyone?" "They all wanted to help, Coach." "What do you mean, you can't do this by yourself?" Kimball starts forward again. "They're just too freaked out to get off the bus. Dante's with me." Well, thank God I got at least 2 boys on my team who know how to act like men. But Kimball and Dante can see in the moonlight that something is wrong with Coach. The camera moves behind Coach Hannah. He has a hand buried in the back of his skull. Boys who have the sack to come out here and save my broken ass. The creeper's hand working Hannah's mouth from the back of his head like a puppeteer works a puppet. I gotta tell you something, Kimball. I really thought I was gonna be left out here. The creeper wipes his bloody mouth with his free hand, speaks in the voice of Coach Hannah. I really thought you were all gonna just leave my ass out here. All you delicious little bastards back there on that bus. Kimball and Dante pale, the creeper staring at them. Izzy, still point man halfway between the bus and Coach, hears a scream, turns and looks. Kimball and Dante dash back toward him as something dark and winged rips out of the grass behind them into the air. Camera angle behind Scotty and Jake moving down the bus steps, doors still closed. Through them, they can see Dante's flare gun go off, its red rocket arching over the field. Kimball, Izzy, and Dante are blasting through the tall grass, outlined in red toward the asphalt. They're almost to the bus. Open those doors! Those on the bus watching their approach, horrified, conflicted. Bucky, damn it, open those doors! The boys are to the asphalt now, looking back and up as they run. No sign of the creeper or of the doors opening. Bucky! Bucky stares, paralyzed, as wham, wham, wham. 2 boys hit the glass doors hard, but only Kimball is gone before he hits. Fast, as if the darkness swallowed him. Bucky opens the bus doors, and Dante and Izzy spill up the stairs. Well, we hope you enjoyed today's show. If you haven't yet, sub up and join this family. We can't wait to bring you next week's content. Until then, we'll see you.